Hello, hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather Aston. And this is my channel, Teaches Trinkets and Treasures, where we get up to all kinds of shenanigans, but mostly making jewelry, crocheting, macrameing, kind of intermingling one into the other. And we get to participate and really fun stuff. And I have one of those today with my second August oh my gosh, found objects challenge. So, and I have a little bit of an order, but it wasn't a very big one, but I really needed this stuff for projects I have in mind. So I'm really glad that they got here today. So let's go down to the mat and take a quick peek at my order. So she always adds in the cutest, sweetest messages. She does a ticket drawing where you can win free stuff. So yeah, so I originally ordered 2 found objects channel at the beginning of the month, but for some reason only one got put in, but it's fine. She's become a one-woman show now, so it's a lot more. She used to have 3 employees. So here is the rest of my order. Like I said, it is small, but was very necessary. I got this raspberry colored Eslon or Ceylon. I got this nice chocolate brown, a blush color, which I have needed, and those 2 may end up going together. And then just this really pretty periwinkle blue that I really like. Oh, she also sent a free gift. There's some little stickers and some lemon slices, which are cute. There's this little buddy. I don't know. I would glue it to something because it's adorable and I love it. More of the butterflies that she sent me to make stuff out of. So excited for that. Kind of needed the Eslon for that reason. I got some little charms that are like a mountain, water, and a sun. Nothing too big. This has been her celestial series. So, and I think they're so cute. They're perfect to go on an extender chain or just by itself as a charm on a bracelet. And I believe there's 10 in here and they were $2.40. I have 2 of these little sun charms, which will likely, where are my scissors? So we got those in silver. Sorry, that packing stuff keeps getting in the way. So there's these 2 in silver. Again, the carved butterfly things. Now I have 2 of them. Let's just get you out of my way altogether. And then I got a couple of these like charms. I got one in gold and one in silver. Excited about using. And then I got these cute little charms. And again, I got one in silver and one in gold. They have a sun on them. Just with the minimalism that's in right now, these are a good thing to have. So that was my order total. Like I said, it wasn't a lot this time around. I needed to refresh my Eslon, Ceylon, the lawns. I needed to get a couple more colors, and I can buy 12 different colors for $42 on Amazon, but there was never one specific one that had everything I wanted, and they're like $43, but that's why I bought some individual little ones so that I would be good to go. So my order in total was $39.16. After shipping, it was $44.14. Like I said, here is my second FOC for August of 2025. And if you're not sure what the Found Objects Challenge is, it is something that Randee picked up from it's inspired by the Jewelry Maker's Design Book and Alchemy of Found Objects by Darren Mentok. So what's up for grabs is $50 worth of beauty goodness from Thunderhorse Descendants / Taylor Fald Speed Store, a beading book, and entry into the next month's challenge. It's $9.30 per packet. It's to expand your design skills. You can use anything from your stash. You don't even have to make jewelry. You just have to identify at least one item from your bag in the finished product. You must complete one project, but more are encouraged, though not required. Get creative and make it cool. Take time to explore your bag, research, and plan your design. Tune into Morning Coffee live on YouTube for discussions and inspiration. Capture your bead selection with the photo of what you received. Sketch in your design book, which is optional, and share on the Thunderhorse Descendants Facebook group the progress and stories, but that's optional. So you have to get an entry into the ducky race. You have to buy an FOC. You have to share a post with at least 3 photos. One of everything in your found objects challenge, ones from along the way, and then your final projects. Their additional photos are welcome, but not required. Use the hashtag found objects talents and tag Randee Brown in your post. Thunderhorse Descendants Facebook group. She has a link. Support other participants by leaving comments on their posts. The winner will be drawn at random via a ducky race. Had a chance to win the prize. So this one is due August 31st, and the ducky race will be on September 2nd. So let's open it up. I really liked my first packet. It was full of a lot of really cool stuff. Already used the one thing that I didn't think I would end up using, and it was like the first thing I used. So I will be going in and playing with that. Ooh. I got some of these in my other pack, I believe. So there's some little lucite flowers, which are cute. In green, pink, blue, and like a purpley brown. Love those. This is some findings. There are some earring hooks as well as some little filigree diamonds. These are little birds. I can't tell if they're glass or gemstone. Well, let's take a look here. Now, I think these are gemstones. Oh, those are cool. They're drilled right behind the head and out the middle of the feet. Yeah, because you can see they're not quote unquote perfect. So I think these are made of gemstones, though I could be wrong. I just think that because of the natural like inclusions on this one that aren't on the other one. Anyways, they're very pretty. I like those. This is a bunch of sunstone chips. Love me a good chip bead. Mixed baggie of crystals and carnelian that looks to be left over from her bargain bee box. There's some little Hawaiian flowers, like the pinky and navy blue, which I have some navy blue. Essalon sitting right here above me. So I don't know. I'm gonna do a design on the fly using this. Those may get used. I will show you my heartache in a second. Then there are these little tags. There's a little starfish, another shell, and then these little tabs. They're, I think they look to be plated, but they're sterling silver. So there's those that can also go with the gold bindings. Let me go ahead and open this. I'm gonna have to take a picture of everything anyways. Might as well get that taken care of sooner rather than the later. So there are 2 of these little filigrees. I keep saying I'm gonna buy some UV resin because I live in Arizona, so I would probably have better success with that, but I haven't done so yet. And then I believe these are aventurines. Yes, aventurine faceted drop beads. Very pretty. And then there's some of the squares, and I believe these are from Dollar Bead Box this month. I'm almost sure they are. And then, like I said, these are left over from her bargain bead box because it has all those little gold spacers in it, some of the fluid crystals, and some of the beautiful carnelian that was in there. And then we have 2 little lotus charms. Cutesy cutesy. Okay, so this is what we're working with. So we might as well get everything dumped out so that I can take a picture, and then we will decide what we're designing on the fly. For those of you who don't know, Randee will be my guest on Sunday episode of Beading Besties. It's going to be a lot of fun. It will be an hour earlier than normal, which I think I'm going to do more often because people on the East Coast aren't getting us live. Most of you are joining us on the replay because it's so dark or it's on so late there. So I think I'm going to swap that up. But just a thought right now. Okay, so here are the rest of the crystals and spacers. And then the sunstone. I don't think I'm going to take the sunstone out of its bag. This is already going to be enough of a situation to deal with. Although now I feel like it's lonely all by itself in a bag. Don't ask me why. I'm a weirdo like that. All right, let's go ahead and take a picture of everything in the Found Objects Challenge. And then let's take a little look-see. Alrighty, so I love these little lantern beads. I love the color of them. They're beautiful. I don't know how I felt about them with gold, especially this bright gold. So those are likely to be like separated out. If these were more of a navy blue, we'd be going full on elevated Denver Broncos jewelry because football season is upon us, but they're not the right blue. They're like a deep navy blue. I did think about these because they're kind of an orangey red. So that could be cute. But let's see. Let's see. Speaking of bargain beat box, I have a code now for my subscribers, and my code is TTT2. So T2's Trinkets and Treasures 2. That is my code. You will get $2 off your subscription or first order at their sister site, Beadbox Bargains, where you can indeed find many bargains. Okay, I'm really liking these really dark blue, green stones. They do have a bit of a gold tint to them, but I'm thinking that that's probably going to become a knotted bracelet and or necklace. I will have to find something else to put with it as like the focal. But I'm loving the thought of a knotted bracelet using these lantern beads and then these smaller fire polish beads. So let's get some of the other stuff that I don't see myself using with this. And I'll do so with one of my little dishes that I got or that my sister bought me when she was here to design or to take photographs on of my designs. If this blue was that blue, these would definitely be coming into play on this first design, but they're not. The only other thing that I could think of is these lotus charms. Take all these little tabs out. I'm not sure what those little tabs are for. I'm going to assume something like, is it an upgraded version of the old, like, how back in the day they had those where it's like this in a teardrop and there's a hole and then a hole over here, and that's where you put your that's where you put your lobster clasp into in order to close up your bracelet. I didn't think we were still doing that, but maybe we were. And I'm just out of touch right now. Okay. Sorry, this is taking so long to clean up. She included probably all that was left at her house. And there was originally 100 in the bag. So, but I'm losing my fire polish because the thing I have weighted down is it. There we go. Now the page isn't billowing up as far. Okay, last two. Woo, finally. Okay, we lost that one. We also have this, which could go with these, so I'm going to leave them up here. I also left these up here because those definitely could go with the blue because there's like a blue wash on it, which is really pretty. Can't believe I went down to Bernie's and forgot to get another bead mat. Man, I don't know where I found one of my hobby worker ones that are bigger, but it needed to be cleared off. So these could go with this situation, and so could these. So now, if we're going to do a knotted bracelet, are we going to do like just a bunch of beads, or do I want it to be a bracelet? What would the pattern be? What color cord would we use? All of those questions come into play. This could be inserted in. It will just depend on what the cord looks like when it's strung through them. But these are really pretty. Actually, I have one of the celestial stones. I have it in like oh my goodness, other talk. I have one in gold and I have one that is like gunmetal, but not. This, it's like dark stainless, kind of gunmetal, but you see how it's not like the blackish gray color. That could be pretty. I would have to figure out how to use some spinel, so it may not be able to be a knotted necklace. Okay, here's the situation. We're gonna have to forego the knotting because now I just want to use this. So the only thing about this, I don't like the pinch bail. I think it is way too big and clunky to go with this pendant. Even if you had a big old thick piece of leather in it, that's all you'd really be able to do, unless you like crochet around it, which I guess we could do. I just don't like the way that it goes from like this big heavy thing into like the one ray that ends up being so teeny tiny. So that's why it seems off balance to me. But we absolutely could just crochet some spinel all the way around it, but that would take a long time. So I think we're going to string it. I just need to get out my spinel. So I will be right back. Let me go find that and peruse my stash, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and we have two things to mention. I couldn't find my itty bitty spinel, but I found these ones that are very similar to the blue, the shape of this one. They look to be exactly the same shape. Also, I had some of those in my stash, so I'm going to allow myself to use more if I need to do so in order to complete a pattern. Because see, you'll see, they are exactly the same color, same everything. So there's that. This I got from Randee in a bead drop or a sale. These came in one of my scoops. I also have these Tree of Life things. I don't know why I still have them out because I doubt that I'll use them. So I did, however, find just enough. Where did it go? Oh, please don't tell me I dropped that. I might have to go on pause again for a second, folks. I had just enough black Softlex medium in order to do like a necklace, possibly a bracelet, and even earrings, if need be. Hold on, guys. Oh, wrong place. Hit pause. I went to go tap in the middle of the picture on my screen like I do to pause something on my laptop because touchscreen doesn't work like that. So you can see I have just enough to like do a set if I so choose to get that involved here. I was thinking that I might use these as earrings, like adding in a blue above and possibly below. Maybe one of these spinel somewhere on there. But first things first, we need to take this bail off because, as I said, I'm not a fan. Those are not Randee pliers. Let's not use those. If you hear my dogs go nuts, my husband must be home. Sorry, I closed the door, so it wasn't as bothersome. Oh, no, I was afraid for a second there it wasn't going to open. I need my like flat nose pliers for this one, it seems. I'm sorry, you guys. So we're just going to put our flat nose pliers in and pull out and hope that it doesn't shoot across the... It didn't shoot across the room, but it's no longer in this vicinity. Okay, so there's that. We will have to attach it with a jump ring of some kind. But I think that we could quite easily do that. So we have our softplex. Because I don't know exactly what the pattern is going to be, obviously I don't have it cut to a shorter length. I have some really pretty gunmetal chain that we could use. So first of all, we need to start with the design. So let's get rid of these because if we use them, they'd be for earrings, not as part of the necklace because obviously we don't have enough. And I'm pretty sure these are from this month's bargain bead box. And I'm very tempted to go see. I might have to. If we get too far into it and I don't have enough and I want to complete a good project, then we will come back. So if we do like fire polish, if I can even get this to go on the string, is that the sticky end? That was taped to the end? Yes, it is. Okay, that could be part of the problem. Okay, or it could just be that I have them on a book instead of a bead mat. So if we do fire polish, spinel, fire polish, look at how pretty that is. Okay, the only thing I'm thinking is that I want 2 of the spinel in between the 2 fire polish, like that. Very pretty. And then do we add a blue there? No. What if we put the blue in between the 2 spinels? So the blue becomes the center point. Therefore, we're not using as many because it's the center point of the design rather than an area where we would have to use 2. Ooh, I'm liking. Yeah, that is really pretty. Okay, should I be pulling out some metal? Should I be seeing if I have some little gunmetal situation anywhere? Or do we just keep it the pretty beads? I think I want to find some gunmetal or some like little black beads. Mostly gunmetal is what my brain is going to. Because, and I keep looking down at this, because these Tree of Life hematite spacers are very pretty. It's just not what we're going for, and it's too, in my opinion, it's too large of a scale to add into this design right there. It's just the size difference is way too much. So what if I use some little crimp beads? Let's grab a couple of those out and see what we think. Because otherwise we're basically going to go right back to the spinel. And then, yeah, I think that's going to be perfect. So now we're just going to go fire polish. Oh my goodness, come on, get on there. Fire polish, spinel, blue, spinel, fire polish, gunmetal. There. I think that's going to be really pretty, guys. I'm loving it. Oh, such a just pretty strong necklace. Don't ever let somebody say, don't ever say to yourself, actually, it's just a stringing project. A stringing project can sometimes be harder because you're solely relying on the beads to tell the story. There's no wire wrapping, there's no cording, there's none of that. It's a strung necklace. And that can be difficult. So let's just keep going with this. So pretty and sparkly and absolutely gorgeous. And I know I'm over here tooting my own horn, but if I don't, it's gonna, right? We've got to celebrate ourselves first. It's just like what they tell you with animals, with dogs, with how everybody else picks up on the energy of said item, and then it changes. So if you are confident about your designs, especially when you're at a booth, if you start hemming and hawing over like, well, like prices and stuff like that, unless there's something like added to the issue, you've got to be confident that your designs are beautiful and worth the amount of money that you're asking for them. If you don't, people aren't going to believe that they're worth the money that you're asking for them. If your self-doubt is obvious, because they're going to think, wow, she made it. If she doesn't think it's pretty, is it pretty? Of course it's beautiful. I'm not saying be an uppity or whatever else. I'm just saying be confident. I'm loving this. These spinels are gorge. So I need a couple more, which is good because my lid wasn't properly on. And luckily I caught that before like a whole bunch of them. What was this doing in this little? No wonder the cork wouldn't go on. Yeah, these are just so pretty. I love these little faceted spinels. They weren't cheap because the bigger the spinel gets, the more expensive it is, obviously. So if you imagine like a 2 millimeter bead, other than that, the tinier the bead goes, the more expensive they can be. But with spinel, the bigger they get, the more they cost. So like it's crazy how quick it jumps. So I love them. I love a good little spinel moment. Okay. So pretty. So pretty. I should probably count out my blues so I know how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to pull 8 aside over here. Yeah, good thing. I only have one more. Okay. So there is going to get to be some am I gonna cheat, guys? If those blue crystals, let me see. Oh no, this is the wrong one. Okay, hold on just one sec. I was correct. I was correct. And it's not exactly cheating. Brandy brought them out first, right? So I can use them just because I have more, right? That way maybe I don't even have to use Jane. of the back of the neck. I'm just loving this, and I'm loving it so much that until right this second, I hadn't thought about including a secondary focal, like, I like to do right about the point of the collarbone. I hadn't even really thought about it until right now. So I'm not positive that I will do it. I wish I had some natural blue tiger eye, but like in a faceted form. That would be beautiful. Trying to see what else I have right here. Oh, these are just some blue Zycon. Looks to be the same color. Oops, did not mean to. Oh, no, not at all the same color. Right in between like this and that, but not exactly the color family. I don't know why I dumped so many out of here. I meant to like put 2 down and instead dumped a bunch out. I'm excited to have these to play with as well. So we'll just have a little collab situation. I will make sure I name the video as such. I'm going to leave it be. I like this pattern so much. I'm just going to do it all the way around because the little hints of the like what I call oil slick in the fire polish are like giving it just dances differently. Like I don't know if it's doing it for you at home on your screen, but it just twinkles so nicely. So I don't think we need to add to that. So let me get this first side done. I'll come back to discuss how we're going to do the focal, and then we will finish up our design. Okay, so for the center, I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth what I was going to do. I twisted this bluish gray, like 26 gauge wire that I randomly found a scrap of, along with this black. Didn't turn out the way I wanted it. I was like not sure about this huge loop, but now that it's actually on a jump ring on the necklace, I'm not as bothered by it. So I'm just gonna string up the other side, and then I will be back to do earrings and maybe a necklace. I'm thinking on it while I'm doing all this, so we may do a bracelet. I'm not 100% sure. But before we go any further, I am going to clip that off so that I don't lose all my beads. All righty then. I will see you back in a moment. Okay. Once it's strung up and the sun is on a jump ring that's black, so it kind of disappears, it doesn't look as weird to be like that. I actually like the little bit of a drop, so I'm good with that. Now, I'm stopping, but not going to stop because I want to make a bracelet. So if I have to take some beads off the string and add chain to the end of my necklace, I would rather do that instead of not having a matching necklace or bracelet. So we're going to clip that off. We're going to set it right here and we're going to get started on the bracelet. Now, here's the thing. I don't have very many more of the fire polish. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if there's any that kind of rolled off. Da, da, da. I will tell you that this box, this FOC packet is giving me life, and I have all these ideas popping in my head that I want to do with other parts of it, like the gold and sunstone, and even the lucite flowers, which I've never really been much of a fan of. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that was like so far down. And my hair is doing what it wants to do because it needs to be cut. So it gets blow dried and then it just kind of, I don't know. It's driving me nuts. But it's okay. I need to go get it cut. That's sometime next week, probably. So yeah, I have items that I want to do, maybe using the little starfish charm and some of the gold spacers, just keeping it very simple, with like some sunstone and gold, and it would be pretty. So back to this. And I know that I quote unquote cheated, but I only added more of the supplies that she sent me. So I don't think it's like full on cheat. Also, I have this like pearl coated bead. I don't know if it's a pearl coated glass bead, whatever. It was in the Sam's Bead box from December 2024. I may or may not use this as the focal. I keep going back and forth of whether or not it matches or not. So I don't know. Here, let's just string up part of our pattern. But we may have to stick to, I don't know that we're going to be able to go full on fire polish on this one, like with the other one. I don't know that we can use the exact same stringing, because that might require more fire polish than I have left. So, but like I said, I can take some from the necklace and add it if that's what's necessary. So, I don't know why. Now that it's bracelet, I don't think I like the little spacer. This is for us, so it can be a little bit fancier, and we can just go, and then maybe we just have one fire polish per repeat for the bracelet, because this is going to be what we see. So, necklace and earrings are great, but we don't see them. We see the bracelet, so that's why I'd prefer to just, it's not that we're not following the pattern, we're just not following it the exact same way that we did with the other. Oh, I need more spinel. Goodness, this has been a spinel eater. This had too many in it to close. But it does make it a higher priced item, that's for darn sure. Because those are not cheap. Just saying. Does this need a focal, you guys? Or can we maybe make this into a stacker? I would definitely have to do so with beads from my stash, because there's not anything else within the box that I could jump off of, because like I have this blue and yellow, which could go, but I see it as a completely different vibe. I see this more with gold. It does match this. It absolutely does. And we could put it in. But I wanted to deal with more of the romantic, slinky kind of necklace, which just so happens to be one of my favorite kinds. So instead of having a fire polish on bookending it by doing it this way, it continues the pattern, but in a different way. It's just not as like in your face. And look, it might seem that we'll be able to keep. Ugh, don't stop too soon, Heather, because then it'll mess up. We might have to take 2 fire polish off. But I think that's it. We will see. And I'm going to You know what? I will include a bit of chain and see if I can't find like another pretty sun or moon even pendant to hang from the center of this or from the center of the chain and to add to it. But I don't know that I have anything in my stash, especially not anything that is like reaching out saying, oh, here you go, you do have it. So I would definitely need to think on it. Yeah, I like that. I'm not doing the extra space that the necklace has on the bracelet. I think the bracelet looks nicer without it. I think that each bead gets to sing a little bit more because it's not exactly the same. But I'm definitely going to have to pull some beads off. And so that I don't have to completely restring this, I will take more off of here and then I will add to the other side, if that makes sense. Okay. You come out for a second so that I can pull. Oh, wait, no. Wait, yes. I'm so confused all of a sudden. Okay, so part of this is I grabbed at the wrong strand is what I did. Okay, hold on one second. I believe that's the end of the necklace. And this is the beginning of the bracelet. I'm going to take that should be enough, I would think, but we'll see momentarily. Okay. Then we're going to go back to blue. I'm loving this blue. Love it. I love all the sparkle of all of this. I love the oil slick minute in there because it gives you, oh my goodness, Heather. It gives you like an unexpected little other colors. So this could actually be worn with a bunch of other colors because of that. So yeah, see? I thought we were gonna get all the way. So we might have to pull some from the other side, like I said, to finish this off, but we're gonna end with the fire polish in just a minute. As a matter of fact, let me go see. So pretty. Okay, where is my doohickey? I'm hoping this is close to done. I don't want to take too much from the necklace to make the bracelet. Oh, but I'm going to have to take more than I thought. Okay, it's all right. We have more than enough. Either way. Okay, so let's take a couple more repeats right here. We'll figure that out when we are done with the bracelet. If I had a focal bead, it wouldn't, like, I wouldn't need to keep grabbing it more off of the necklace. I just don't. So then that causes there's not like a focal point in the middle. So it takes more of the beads. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I am fully confident. Yeah, if I would have added these in, it would have created a whole other thing. It would have been beautiful though with the sun because of the yellow. Yes, you hear my mind whirring, I know. I hear you all saying, Heather, leave it, don't undo it. But there are a few of you that are going, yep, she could have done that. And it would have been pretty. At least I'd hope so. You are watching my video to hopefully learn and or be inspired from. So I hope you think that this is pretty and that, yes, that could have been pretty too. And I still have some of my blue. So I could do another bracelet using these with the blue and going more to the gold end of things rather than like the darker. So that could be some fun. Like that will be some fun. So yeah, I know that we're not required to do multiple projects. Know that. Fully know that. Britt or Randee laughed at me last time when I said I'd only done 4. So it's just a matter of I want it to be pretty. Plus, I want to show it off while she's on the show tomorrow. That'll be fun. Okay, this should be enough. We're going to see. That should be more than enough for a bracelet. Let's see here. I still have to put the clasp on it. So it's about 6 3/4 right now. So when I put the clasp on it, we should be good. There's a fire polish ending on that side. I'm going to go ahead and do the fire polish over here so that it starts and ends the same way. I'm going to grab up, where are my crib tube holders? Oh, here. Are these the different colors or are these all the silver ones? Those are all silver ones, which I need to order more size 2 silver ones. But where's my other one that has the black in it? I also have the magical crimper things, but a second. Yes, I'm hiding a huge mess on my desk right now. I don't know. I live for the day that everything is put away. We just need to work on that happening more quickly. All right, let me go look for some crimp tubes and I shall be right back. Okay, things are getting better, guys, because like that did not take me nearly as long to find that. So this goes to show that we are coming out on the other side of things and we'll continue to do so. So first thing that we're going to do, I wish I had some of those hidden knot ones that would work on this. Oh my gosh, should I put a bow in the center of this? It would have turned it cutesy. I want this to be like sexy. I think it's sexy anyways. We'll see what everybody thinks once I get it put up there. I do not clasp into my, or I do not go in onto my clasp. Like I don't crimp this directly on that, just in case if the crimp should have, or the lobster claw should ever break or whatever else. I don't want somebody having to completely restring their projects. I do like a smaller loop. I'm going to use my magical crimper that has concavity in the center of it. By crimping this, they say it should take 4 times. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes fewer. It's all about how much meat you put in the potato, because if I stuck, I'll do this one just like this, and then I'll do the other one and we'll compare. The most important thing is to keep it centered, because if you go up a little bit or down a little bit, you end up with these pokey bits at the top rather than a smooth ball. And you don't need to squeeze hard. So just quick squeeze. Try not to even move this. I'm just going about 1/4 of a distance around every time. And I go until I don't feel the pliers bite anymore. And what I mean by that is that when I crouch in, it doesn't feel like anything is still moving within. This one is being finicky. Goodness. There we go. It just wanted to keep spinning on me. which is the only annoying because then I'm afraid it's not tight, but it is. We're good. I don't know that this fire polish will fit over the top. No, it's okay. We will cut it off. And then we'll go down to the other end. And like I said, I am going to put this with a piece of chain. So then I'm going to come here and I'm going to cut myself at least 1.5 inches of leftovers. You guys, these are the best snips by Fisker. Love these. I can snip. When did this fall down? I can snip very nicely, very easily. I can do it with wire, beading wire, everything. They have stayed sharp. I've had these for 2 years and use them on everything. And I'm typically the, hey, don't mess with that. Use it on the same thing. Party, but for some reason, those snips are like the best. Okay, so we're just going to go down. We're going to go through the end of our through our crimp tube. Now, we don't want it to be too tight because we want it to be able to move, but we also don't want gaps. So we're just going to make sure, see, that looks a little too gappy to me. So we'll squeeze it down, then we'll uncross it so we can pull it the rest of the way down. You ever have a hard time pulling your loop smaller? It's likely because your wire has crisscrossed itself, so it's harder to get it to pull out. Whereas if it hasn't crisscrossed, you're just pulling straight down. See, it won't come down at all right there. If I put it to the other side, it will. Just like that. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Again. Oh, wait. I was going to show you the difference. Hold on. Okay. So that just went flying because, I wasn't being thoughtful or intentional with my choice right then. So we're going to go ahead and put another piece of the Sufflex wire. This is the medium wire. Is it all the way through? Yes, it is. Okay. So now I'm going to come down and I'm going to do the exact same thing and pull the crimp down just a little bit. Don't make it too tight, Heather. Okay. And then we're going to come in and we're going to swoosh once, twice, 3. So 4 was more than enough. And you see, I got a pretty nice crimp. Hold on, hubby's calling. Hello, hold on. Sorry about that. I only stopped because he's down at Bernie's, so we had to get the last part of an order. Okay, so we have this all done. Now we're gonna put a clasp on. I think because, yeah, I'm going to use these beads or these jump rings. We're gonna grab the jump ring, swing it open. We're going to attach the lobster clasp, close it up nice and tight. The best sound we can hear is when it clicks because they're so close together. Okay, then we are going to put a jump ring on the other end as well. Oh, I don't know why I'm gonna have to reopen these jump rings, which I don't like to open jump rings any more than I have to. but I'm going to add chain to this. So I'm going to need to have that weight right there. I'm also going to have to decide if I want, or these the exact same thing. No, this is smaller. So they're essentially the same chain. This one is just smaller than that one, and I kind of like the dainty. Yeah, I like the daintier one. Most definitely. Keep it, I know it's like gunmetal, but keep it nice and soft. And I keep going back and forth around this pearl coated bead. I got it. I obviously have not used it thus far because I have not found something that I'm like, nope, yep, that's what I want to use it for. Okay, so let me think for just a second and see. We could always take these and remove them as, ooh, that would have been so pretty. Oh man, Heather, are you going to open this up and restring it? Yes, 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 I am. Why I didn't see this before now baffles me, but let me count in. 2, 4, 6. It needs to go right there. Right there. Okay. We're going to restring this. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, so I almost forgot that I have barely any of this left. So what I'm going to do, what I decided I'm going to do, is I made this part a little bit shorter. I'm going to put the same dainty chain just for around the back of the neck, and that way I have enough of the black to finish this off with, and possibly use what's left for a cute pair of earrings. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a couple of crimp tubes, and these I will be crimping directly onto the chain. So I'm going to do about that much. You know, so scientific and all. I don't think I'll have need of an extended chain for this because it's about 3 or 4 inches of chain on either end. If anything, I'm hoping I don't have to like take some off, which again I would still use. But right now I have these like slinky chain earrings ruminating in my head right now. So yeah. Okay, so we are going to take one of our crimp tubes. We're going to put it onto our soft flex. Then we're going to put our little our chain attached, and then we are going to put our jump ring back through. Since we're trying to maintain enough wire for the other end, I am going to do my best to waste as little as possible. And when I say waste, it's not wasting it. It's just I'm trying to keep it as much. And I happen to like the way it looked when I did this on the other side. I'm just going to try to get it down to where it's even at the top. So when I cut the bottom of the actual wire itself, I can also catch this soft flex. Okay, got it all lined up now. Gonna grab our magical crimper. I'm going to put the crimp in the center and squish. Turn and squish. Turn and squish. Turn and squish. And see, there's nothing's coming back to me. Plus, it does give you a little bit of a thicker looking bead, which I kind of like. So, alrighty, there we go. Then we will move the other side down where it's up against that. Oh, and I'm going to print this at like what as it is. I'm going to go ahead and pull it down. That way I'm wasting even less. And we're going to put our other side of chain on. We're going to go back in through the crimp tube at the other end. I wish I could get this through just one bead, but it's okay because I'm going to add a little bit of juice for that. Okay. Before I do anything else, I want to make sure that this is, I don't want this to be like loose in any way, shape, or form. So I'm just going to like tag it down, but then I'm also going to like see how good of a wind up I can get, which the way it is right now, I'm good. Okay, now trying to get the loops the same size. I know I just had a little snip of the I just had another little like chunk of the soft wax that I had pulled out that I was going to use on this side. It's okay. I have enough. Oh wait, there's some attached. Is that it? Yeah, some was attached to my cutter tools. Let's see if I can manage to get that down in there without dropping it. Yeah, that's too tiny. I tried. So I'm just going to cut 1/4 of an inch, which is too much. But again, I like the look when there's more meat in the ravioli. Man, go through. It's because the other strand is like crisscrossed in the current. Okay. There we go. Now it's going in. We're going to scooch it down so it evens up with the top of the crimp tube. Then we're going to grab the magical crimper. We're going to get it into the center and crimp. 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 You want to be really careful not to catch your chain in the magical crimpers because it will mess them up and then some. Okay, there we are. No more bites needed. I'm going to go ahead and cut both ends of that and the other bit. Oh, that was the other bit. I'm like, wait, where did it go? Okay, so we have that. We have enough to restring our bracelet now so that it has a focal, which I was wanting. Even if it means that I have to start over, I'm okay with it. I'd much rather have that. I happen to have one other jump ring that I made with this black wire that I randomly found with my number 2, with the second step of the veil making pliers. I'm actually going to try to make enough for the bracelet as well. I'm just going to cut this. Okay, you got to separate. I'm not going to pull out like another piece of wire to do it the way I normally do it, the Samantha Latimer style, but I'm just going to. I barely cut like I cut just as much as I have to end up with a flush end. Oh, and I just cut the rest of them unintentionally. And which side is not flush? It is this side. So I ended with just enough of this coated copper wire to be able to use it on both pieces. So we're going to swing it open. I'm all about finding like single use, or what would be considered a single use tool. Like this is only supposed to be for magical crimpers, but I also like to use it as a set of pliers in a pinch, so I don't have to go searching for them. Why did I not get more filters out? Over here. I don't know why, guys. I go through stages, and for some reason, as of late, I haven't been much of. I don't know that I like that copper sticking out on that jump ring. Let me see if some of the other ones are better. That's what you get with coated craft wire. Let's see here. Let's see if this is better. And if it's not, I have some. I'm just going to use the gunmetals. I don't even know why I'm debating it. I have them right here. I actually have two different one of these. So I will grab a couple smaller ones for the sides that hold the lobster flat, and the larger one for the crimp. Yeah, I can't with these. I don't know. I don't know. So we're gonna grab one of the smaller ones. We are going to swing it open, not with my thumbnail. You didn't see that. I fully used my tools the whole way through. So I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. I didn't do it. Sorry, I'm being silly. I know. But like, I don't know. Who wants to be all serious? Not me, that's for sure. Okay, so like I said, we are going to restring the bracelet, but don't think that that soft likes to go to waste, because it won't. And in fact, I'm planning on using it for earrings. So there's more than enough to make. So I'm just going to go from large to small, back to large. It would have been a good idea if I'd had this open. I'm only going to do like 5 or 6. Just a little bit of an extender chain. And then I will restring the bracelet and come back for the earrings. Okay, I finished up the bracelet, restrung it, but that is the focal. Love it. Now I'm working on the earrings. I have just cut various lengths of chain and have the different bead configurations that I want. And then we're just going to wrap them up and put them on chain. So I want to do one with the blue at the longest. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap that up. I want as little space between the bead and the chain itself as possible. So I am going to roll that down until I accomplish that, which I just did. So now we're going to open up our loop so we can get the chain on, and then we will close it back up and wrap it up. And you can go as messy or neat as you want. I'm basically just going to where I need to, and then I'm going to snip off the extra and tuck it in. I found it exponentially easy for me. Not saying everybody will find it this way, but I find it easier to tuck in my ends once a bead is on than I do at a later point in time. Okay, where's the other plain one? Or not plain one, but the other one with just the blue. I just have a very mishmash. I do that one so high up. There we go. Open up the loop. That loop is way too big. I'll fix that in a second. Let's go ahead and put it on the chain. And the lengths are really going to determine on personal preference. There's no like one and done answer on anything. If you have a hard time making the decision of how much it needs to be, then just do 3, 5, 7. Make it easy on yourself. That's a good rule. It will give you different variations. You can also do 4 and 6, and it'll just be the way that you layer them on the jump ring before they go on a head pin or onto an ear wire, I mean. Okay, so we have the longest. Let me see it. Okay, I already wrapped one up, and it's on just 4 links. Where did that one go? It's not this one. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think, which is what this one is. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, so the other one that has fire polish and the hematite will get this same length. And there's no rule, obviously, that they have to be the same on both earrings. They can be whatever you want them to be. It's all up to what looks good to you. If you can do it with all of the, like without it being the same asymmetrical, go for it. I wish I was that person sometimes. I am very much a pattern person, so that's hard for me to do. Cut up the end. Tuck in pokey bit. Even if it's on an earring and that you don't think there's a way for somebody to get scratched, it should just be a good general rule of thumb that you not do that. Like that you just get in the habit of doing it the right way. Okay, I just said that I had one on 4 links and now I'm not seeing it. Oh, that's because it fell off. Okay, so this one is just on 4 links of chain. Yes. So I don't know what happened to the other. Is this it? Or is this 3? Hold on, let's see here. Yes, that one's 3. I want 4. Don't ask me why. That's just the one I went for at that time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, up one more. Sorry. I'm not even in frame, so you can watch me mess up. Just kidding. It's not messing up. It's just me babbling around. And again, you can go back and make your loops more symmetrical after the fact. When you have chain in it, it's a little bit harder to do, but not impossible. I don't know why someone would ever be at your ear wasting time like counting the number of links. There's so much better things you can do with your time when you're that close with another person. Just saying. Besides, we're artists. We are all artists in our own right. And so we just need to do whatever does for us the best that makes us feel the best is the way that we should do it. Okay, these two are these two the same length? Let's check that before we move on with these. Adding the other, those are not the same length. But I don't see another piece out here. It's like, I think it's only one length difference. Right? Yes, those are now the same. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We will put, oh, I don't want to put the blue one down that far, do I? Because I have these one on a long length of chain. There's some other pieces of chain that I had cut. Maybe these would be better. Is there, no, those are pretty long in and of themselves too. Okay. How many more do I have to wrap up? I have these two, these two. We wrapped up both of those. So we have these and this one left. These are both very long. So let's go in and see how many are on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can cut this one in half and use it on the other two blues. That way they're not both down at the bottom. And then we will use the other two long pieces. Oh, come on. There was an odd number just 2 seconds ago. Is it just this one that needs to be cut? I think if I cut this middle one, we'll be good to go. If not, we'll fix it, right? Let's see. Was that correct? No, but we can cut off the bottom link. It's not a big deal. Okay, so that one's fine. This one needs to lose a link. Okay. Then these are the ones. We have to do the loop first, Heather. Okay. These are the ones we're going to put on this length of chain. And you never know. I could start putting it on the jump ring and be like, that's too many. I need to edit. Or that's not enough. Let's add more. I just love like a good, and those were my cutters that dropped. I just love a good like dangly chain earring. It's one of my favorites. And I got a whole bunch of itty bitty jump rings using the first step. Where is the piece I just wrapped up? Oh my goodness. Are we kidding each other? It's right here. It's okay, people. I have not fully lost my mind today. Okay, let's see here. And then we're going to do the other one. We're going to open it, swing it open, put the piece of chain on, close it, wrap it up. So I want to get this out Saturday night, the 23rd, so that I can use this to post in in talking about Randee. And so, you know, so that I could show her tomorrow if I so choose. Because this is going to go in the Thunderhorse Descendants group and the Facebook group because it uses supplies from both. And then I think I'm going to use the, I already have two that are pretty long. Forget. We'll put them on there, see what we like. If we need to cut some off, we can cut some off. Again, it's okay. It's just a little bit of wire. I will use itty bitty chain pieces anytime. So I'm not too worried about it. I could have done the whole like I'm going to attach it here and here and here on one chain and do it that way, but I'm already in this far, so we're gonna finish doing it this way and call this set done. This video is very long. I will just tell you, it took me much longer than you're seeing to get this all done. Though once the camera's off, I do tend to fly through things. And then I'm like, why can't you do that when you're recording? But it's okay. Alrighty. So we have some jump rings in case we want to like put like attach any of these to another piece of chain, but I don't think that's the way that I want to go. So I'm going to pull out this large jump ring and we're going to, oops, where'd it go? Right there. We're going to open this and we're just going to start attaching. And then we will see if we think some need to be taken off, if they need to be restructured, like with which one goes where. Come on. And you know what? Before I do any of that, I need to separate them earring by earring. Okay, so that's just the long fire polish. Here's the long fire polish over here. This is just the long blue one over here. I need this over there. One, and then done. Right? Yes. All the rest can go up there. All right, let's do this now. So we're going to start with the long, and then we're going to go to the shorter fire polish, like that. And then, you know what? I think I want this on the opposite side because it's a little bit longer, but it will kind of bookend the blue crystal, like that. And then I think I want this one here. Oh, come on. Please behave. And then there's one more short one. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't connect it onto this long. I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to pull this out and I want to attach this to the longest piece using one of the little jump rings I made. Or I could also take it off and wrap it on directly if we don't like the look of the little jump ring. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by trying. Okay, so we're going to grab this. We're going to attach it midway on this chain. This jump ring does not want to be used today. Midway along the chain. Okay. My dexterity issues seem to pop out when I'm trying to do projects like this the most of all. Okay. Is that what we like? Oh yeah, I like that. It all just hangs very prettily. It'll be prettier when it's on an earring hook and when it's not trying to be. Okay. See? It hangs all nice and pretty. We'll put the other side together and then we will probably make an ear wire. That's likely what I'll do. Okay. Like I said, I'm not too worried about this being matchy-matchy. We're going to put the big long, we're going to put one of the little fire polish on. Come on. Put that one on. We're going to put one with just the blue by itself on next. And then we're going to take the other longer fire polish, pop that on the last link. And then the shorter blue one. And then we'll close this up and attach the little baby fire polish about halfway down the longest blue crystal. Come on. There we go. Squish, squish. We're going to take this longest one right here. Be careful when you go to hang it. Make sure that it hasn't like spun out of order the way you want it to be hung, the way you want it to hang. I mean, sorry. We're going to attach this little baby about halfway down here. Again, I'm not worried about it being exactly the way as the other side it is, but I have had that like just naturally happen sometimes, and other times not so much. Okay, so see, like this one is supposed to be over on that side, like that. And there we go. We have two little dangly earrings that are kind of hard to see. I need to get something that I can like hang earrings on. I don't know if it needs to like be a wooden dowel, something. I'm not sure. So I'm also going to use this wire as some ear hook. So all I'm going to do is cut two pieces of wire that are a little bit, probably about 1.5 inches. Hold on, as soon as I'm done cutting them, I'll bring them up here. So I just have two little hooks. I'm going to take my 6-step bail making pliers here. And I'm going to take one end and I'm going to make sure it's flush. And I'm going to rotate it around till it touches back to the wire. That is going to be how you add your dang. Then you're going to face these away of whatever size you want your hook to be. I pop it up just a little bit to give more shape, and I'll show you. So then we bring this around until it touches, and there's an ear wire for you. If you like the little kick up, you are more than welcome to do so. I'm not the largest fan of it because I have crooked ear holes. So if I'm gonna do it, it's the ittiest like that. I still do need to grab my cup. Where is it? I have an attachment on my bead-along tool. that I cannot talk to save my life right now. Oh my goodness, where is it? Anyways, it has a burr cup on the end. You use it to file down like things like the end of an ear wire. Why that's not working for me today, I have no idea. But again, go to the smallest step, come around till it touches the other side, come up facing away from the hook you want, bump it up just a bit, and twist your ear wire. And then, like I said, if you want a little bit of a kick out, yep. See, I got them almost exactly the same. So don't stress too much. This is an easy way to make ear wires that will look nice. They won't detract from the earring itself. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm now going to take the box joint of my pliers and put them to good use so that I don't have to pull out my bench block and hammer. I can just go around the earring this way to make sure that it's all work hardened without having to pull out another tool. And even though it's taking like little bits here and there, it's okay. It just gives it texture and makes it really pretty. Now we're going to go to the other one and do the same, especially the loop part. Go ahead and flip that over and do that again right now. And then you're just going to go up the ear wire. And tip. And then see how much stronger that is already. Go back around the other way. And you're good to go. So then, but this will slide out a little bit, but it's okay because you have to open it to add on your jump ring for your little tassel earrings. Anyways, so during that part, you can line it back up. There you go, guys. Some really pretty little dangly chain earrings. Sorry, this one gave me, I was inspired, but there was other stuff going on that was making it difficult to, like, when I was paused and stuff. So, but it was all for good reason. It was just trying to help me. Or so I'll remember to tell myself so I don't end up on an episode of Snap. Just kidding. Seriously, just kidding. I certainly wouldn't advertise it on YouTube of all places. No, it's great. Okay, so hearing squeaking babies in the hallway. There's the bracelet and my necklace. I was like, wait, where did it go? Here's the necklace. I'm tinkering around with adding chain to the bracelet. If I did, it would be on both sides. So I would have chain on both sides of this. Why don't I just do it real quick? I can at least see if it's what I like. And go from there. I'm going to put it on its own jump ring. But even with that being said, I want to, hold up. Oh, this might not be small enough to go through the link. Nope, sure is it. Okay. I just need a piece of wire so that I can, here we go. Hopefully this chain will fit on here. Yes, yes, it does. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up with the jump ring over here. And then we will see, we need to cut, or you can't see it all, sorry. Here, let me lay this out so that you can see. We're going to go straight up the jump ring. We're going to need a little bit less because we have it on both sides. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it like right there. Then I'll measure out the other piece of chain without the bracelet part attached. It will be faster. I love adding chain to a bracelet. It just, especially a look like this, because it just adds to like the slinkiness of the overall pieces. And don't worry, I'll get some better pictures. So here's the question. Do we tie them into the same jump ring or do we give them their own? The only thing that I would say is if I'm going to connect it directly to the jump ring, then I'm going to want no, I'm going to do it with a little jump ring. I made all those little jump rings. If I can find where I just scooted them, here they are. So I have all these itty bitty jump rings. So I will just put them on their own jump ring and attach them to the big jump ring. That way they line up correctly. Okay, so we are going to oh my goodness, my pliers are not working for me today. It's because these are like itty bitty, so you have to hold it with the pliers so that it's secure, but so that you can still attach it to both the chain and then the jump ring without losing hold of it, which is easier said than done. Especially when you have dexterity issues. Oh, love it. Yes, I'm loving the chain. Do I still want to? Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. I think I do. And now that I'm using the wider nosed Randee pliers, it's going easier. We just want to make sure that when we hold this up, that this is definitely on the opposite side of the other chain. So right here. And then I'll pick our back chain nose. Oh, look how it's gonna lay. It's gonna lay so pretty. Love it. You could even add other stuff to this, like if you're a dangle person, go for it, ladies. You can dangle to your heart's content all up and down this chain. I am more of the keep it simple, sweetie. Well, usually, sometimes. I don't always succeeds. Just saying. Okay, so this is on this side like that. Stay where you're supposed to. So we'll grab a jump ring, pick up our chain, and then the other jump. Okay. I don't want them to get twisted up at the last minute. And I'm sorry, this is like by far my longest video. I apologize. There were a couple times I had to pivot a little. But also, it was just fun to design this. Okay, there's that one. Grab another jump ring, which threw itself down here. I don't think this is it. Okay, grab this, open it, grab the other piece of chain with your jump ring, and then make sure you attach it on the opposite side, like that. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. And then I think I'm going to put an extra jump ring on the clasp side, just so that it's that much stronger. Let's see, where are the itty bitty ones? Or not the itty bitty ones, the other size. This will be all by itself, ready to attach, rather than being in the way. So let's get these chains on whichever side they're supposed to be, right? Nope, they got twisted. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to hold this out, and then we're going to attach a separate jump ring at the end. That keeps the clasp going into a clean jump ring. And there you go. Oh, love it. Already have another idea for the rest of these blue crystals. So, by the way, that is hung properly. It just slides down because it's a slinky chain. So we have the bracelet, we have the necklace, and we have the earrings. 3-piece set for my first design on the fly and unboxing of my second FOC from Randee Brown at Thunderhorse Unboxing. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but look at how beautiful that is. Oh, that's the back. Look at how pretty that turned out. I'm loving it. And like that with the earrings. I decided to add chain onto the bracelet because I did this with the earrings. So it provides a continuity from beginning to end with the design. And I'm obsessed with it. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Again, Randee will be with me on Beading Besties tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the rest in between. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And as always, happy beading.